Okay, hello everyone, and welcome back to the 24th hour. I unfortunately missed last week's episode due to complications with my internet being down most of the week, and also me just not having time in general due to school stuff. But I'm back, and I'm here for episode 2 of the 24th hour, which is really more like episode 18 or something. But we're going back. We restarted, so now it's episode 2. Anyways, the past 2 weeks haven't really been that eventful. Uh, Mainly, a lot of it's been focused on predictions for stuff that's going to hopefully like be happening in the future. But a few big things did happen in the past uh 2 weeks. And the main one, in my opinion, is our first topic. Mario Kart 8 was released on May 30th, I believe. And so far, I'm pretty sure it's already become the fastest selling Wii U game, which is, pretty impressive. It did have a lot of hype behind it, though, because, it's a new Mario Kart game. It's a pretty big series for Nintendo, so kind of expected it to sell pretty good. And I did get it. I got it on, I think, the day after it came out, so I guess 31st. I got it off the eShop because I didn't feel like going out and getting a copy, mainly because I didn't think I'd be able to find one. And I was right, because a friend of mine couldn't get one at a store for, I think he finally got a copy 2 days ago, an actual disc, instead of just downloading it, because I don't get why he didn't want to download it. But anyways, so I played the game, and I've unlocked all the characters and stuff. I don't think I've unlocked all the mods for vehicles and stuff, but I personally think that it is one of the better Mario Karts. Um, in this, like, I feel I let me word this right. I feel it's a good Mario Kart, actually. I don't know if it's actually one of the better ones, but it's definitely pretty good. It's one of the better racing games in general that I've played in a while. Like the past couple years, it's probably one of the better ones I've played that's come out. Uh, I wouldn't put it above Double Dash in the actual series. Like, Double Dash is still my favorite. I guess 64, and then I don't know, maybe then it might be. It's probably around. It's either right after 64. There's another one I haven't really decided if I like DS more than it or not, but it's definitely a good game. There are a few mechanics that they added, which some I like, some I'm not a big fan of. But overall, it seems that a lot of people do really like the game. Some people, have nitpicks like I do, but they still like the game overall. It's pretty fun. I guess I'll go over some of the stuff I like. First of all, um, the game looks amazing. It's one of the better looking games I've played um, for a while. It looks absolutely stunning. Like, I never thought they'd be able to make like Mario and Luigi look like super realistic. Doesn't look exactly look realistic, but they look like real, like they're actually made of something that isn't graphics or anything. Um, and just all the tracks are brilliantly designed and just look pretty. I guess is the best way to say it. They look really pretty and beautiful. Like, some of them are absolutely breathtaking. Like, what's a good example? Shit, I can't remember the name of it, but it's like I think it's a water park, and it just looks like really bright, and there's lots of colors and stuff. It looks pretty cool, I must say. The gameplay, by far one of the better control schemes in the series. I'd say not as good as Double Dash. Once again, Double Dash is so far the best overall in my opinion, but I'd say right behind Double Dash in the control scheme and stuff, like how comfortable it is to use and stuff. I mean, the drifting feels much better than like in most of the games. The just overall steering, like the gameplay is just so fluid, I must say. Overall gameplay, I say it would be better than Double Dash. by a bit. Like just the way it feels, I feel like I have way more control over the card itself than in previous games. Like I can maneuver it way better. Like I don't know exactly how to explain it, but yeah. Um, the characters, I like some of the characters that they've added. I've been waiting for them to add the Koopalings into a game that isn't like a traditional Mario Kart, not a Mario, traditional Mario platformer for a while, and they finally added them into Mario Kart 8. And I must say, Iggy is by far my favorite character to play as. He's just fucking insane. Yeah, some of the characters are by far did not need to be in. Like they had like five baby characters, I think. Baby Mario, Baby Luigi, Baby Peach, Baby Daisy, and I think Baby Rosalina, which is completely unneeded. I would be okay with Baby Mario and Baby Luigi. They don't really need to be in, but out of all the baby characters, those two, I wouldn't care if they stayed. But all the other three are just completely pointless. And then Pink Gold Peach, not creative at all. Like I would have rather them put other characters into the game, like maybe a PD Piranha or something like that, or what? Like where the fuck is Diddy Kong? I mean, what the hell? Like he was in Wii, and one of my favorite characters in the Wii in Mario Kart Wii, and not in Mario Kart 8 for some reason. I don't understand it. Like he's a pretty popular character. I don't get why they wouldn't put him in, or maybe they could have even put in Fawful. Oh no, a lot of people wanted Fawful in the game, but no, they had to put in Pink Gold Peach instead. And the Mii character's kind of stupid, but that's just kind of a gimmick kind of thing. But overall, the characters look really great. They have some pretty sweet, like they all have different moves for when they do tricks and stuff. It looks pretty cool. For a few of the nitpicks I have, the item system. I know a lot of people like really hate the item system in this game, and I'm not the biggest fan of it overall. But I honestly don't care that much. I know a lot of people don't like the addition of coins as an item, especially since you can get them at any time. They just become more rare the farther back you are. And you get them about 50% of the time if you're in first, which gets kind of annoying because it's harder to defend yourself. Because instead of getting a banana or a shell that you can keep behind you to protect you, you get a coin instead, which can't protect you from anything, just gives you coins. I don't even know what coins do in this game. I know you can max out at 10. I know that if you get a certain amount, you get unlockables, but I don't know what happens when you max them out in a race. I've heard it can make you faster, but it doesn't seem like you go that much faster. What else? The gravity gimmick, which a lot of people like, I like, because it brings, the added bonus if you now want to run into things when you're in zero gravity, which is pretty cool, I must say, because I don't think there's really another kart racing game or just racing game. There might be a few racing games, but a kart racing game where they want you to run into people to get a speed boost. So they've kind of got something new going there. So it's definitely not the first kart racing game to use zero gravity. I don't know exactly which one was the first, but I know for a fact that Crash Nitro Kart, which is way over on the other side of my room, but I'm looking at it right now. I know for a fact that they had zero gravity parts. So yeah, not really the first. I think F-Zero GX. I think there was sort of zero gravity parts in it, but I don't know. I haven't played that game in forever. So yeah. The online is really good. It's by far the best in the series. Though if you're not the best at the game like me, you're gonna get wrecked like 99% of the time, honestly. Like unless you're a pro Mario Kart character, you're doomed online because freaking all the people that go online are playing it like 24 hours a day. Freaking probably not exactly 7 days a week, because that's kind of insane, but maybe 5 days a week kind of thing. And yeah, you'll just get wrecked. Like they know every single exploit in it. They know the perfect combination of tires and what freaking vehicle you're gonna use. It's insane. I honestly don't know perfect combination for anything, but overall, I'd say it is by far one of the better Wii U titles right now. It's really fun. I must say, I just find myself playing it for hours and I don't even notice. Like the other day, I played for apparently 4 hours. I had no idea I was playing it for that long. I just got so like into the game. It's really fun. Like if you're just looking for a fun game, definitely get it. And especially if you want a fun co-op game, 'cause you can play with 4 different people and it gets insane. I haven't been able to do that, but I've seen people on YouTube and stuff doing it. It looks hilarious. So if you're looking for fun kind of co-op-ish or just racing game in general, get Mario Kart 8. Or if you like any of the other Mario Karts, definitely get it because it's a good entry into the series, I must say. Okay, so as I said before, I got Mario Kart 8 so that mainly because I wanted it, but also because of the promotion that they were doing. That if you registered Mario Kart 8, you on Club Nintendo, you would get a free Wii U game. And so when I did that, I decided to get Pikmin 3 because I've heard a lot of very good things about Pikmin series in general, and I thought maybe I'd try it out because I've never played a Pikmin game before, and I've never really been into the whole strategy game, like that kind of strategy game at least. I've never been into the whole time limit kind of game, but I thought I'd pick it up, and I must say it's pretty fun. Definitely not a game that I could see myself playing non-stop, but I could see myself beating it at least once. I can definitely say that. For those of you who don't know what Pikmin is, you're this weird clay. I don't even. You look like you're made of clay. That's just what I say about Nintendo characters in general. But you're these 3 captains, and you control little colored monsters with leaves on their head. I don't know how to describe it, and you use those little colored monsters with leaves on their head to destroy things and kill enemies. And really, if you're not looking, if you're coming here for an explanation on what Pikmin is, you've come to the wrong place, because I've only ever played Pikmin 3. The gameplay, I played with the Wii U pad, so I've heard a lot of people really like the Wii controller and nunchuck, and I haven't tried it yet, but I've used the Wii U gamepad to control it, and it's pretty good, I must say. I don't like looking from the TV and down to my gamepad all that much. That gets kind of distracting after a while. But the whole way that they use it with the touchscreen and stuff, I do like that. I'm pretty sure they just recently implemented the touchscreen too, which is kind of weird. Because it does work pretty well. I'm just not the biggest fan of it. But, it's a pretty good game. I'm not the biggest fan of the time limit at all, because I admittedly suck at games with time limit, because I start freaking out, and I try to do things way too fast, and I just end up wasting a crap ton of time. So, yeah. That's all I can really say. I haven't played it that much. My sister's been playing way more of it. So, I don't know, but I've watched her play a bit, and it looks like it gets pretty fun. But I think I've only finished the 2nd day. So really, I'm not the best person to ask my opinion yet, but so far, I think it's an okay game. If I played the other 2, I might like it more, but I don't know. So, another big thing that happened recently was the Batman Arkham Knight news that happened. For those of you who don't know what the Batman Arkham Knight is, it's the 4th entry into the Batman Arkham Arkham series. Yeah, because Origins came out last year, didn't it? Yeah. I personally am a pretty big fan of the Arkham series. I really liked Arkham Asylum, and Arkham City. It was one of my favorite games. 2011. Did it come out? It was one of my favorite games for a while. Like, I wouldn't exactly put it in my top 10 or anything, but it's by far my favorite in the series. And then Origins, I didn't like that much because it was really, really buggy and it didn't feel right. But Batman Arkham Knight, it does look pretty sweet, I must say. It looks like a whole bunch of mechanics that they've been showing off in trailers and stuff look pretty sweet. I don't know if it'll be able to wash the bad taste of Origins out of my mouth, but it might be able to. I don't know. But the big news surrounding Batman Arkham Knight is that it was recently delayed until 2015, which a lot of people are mad about. Because they thought that they were going to go for a game a year kind of thing after Origins came out last year. I personally did not want them to do that, because every time there's a game series that comes out every year, it always gets really shitty over time. Perfect example is Call of Duty, and a perfect example is Assassin's Creed. Both those game series come out every year and keep on disappointing, at least in my opinion. Like, I started not liking Call of Duty when Black Ops came out. That I didn't like it at all, and then after that, I just didn't like them at all either. Then Assassin's Creed, after Brotherhood, I really liked Brotherhood. I loved Assassin's Creed too. But after Brotherhood, when Revelations came out, and after that, it was just really not good at all. So I don't think it's a good idea that they've delayed it until 2015 so that they can work on it more. I honestly don't care. I may like the games, but I'm not the biggest fan of them. Like, I won't buy them when they come out. Like, I got Arkham Asylum, I think, 2011. I think I got it at the same time I got Arkham City, which is pretty funny. So yeah, I don't really care if it gets delayed that much, because I'm probably gonna pick it up in like 7 years anyways. So I still have to beat Arkham City. So yeah, and I don't feel like beating Origins, so I'm good with that. And probably one of the bigger topics of this most likely shorter episode is that E3 is happening extremely soon. I don't know when it starts. It's either starting like the next few days, or it might actually have started now. I'm not that sure. But yeah, E3 starting very soon. For those, I've had to explain a lot of things that you should know. If you're watching this, you should know what E3 is. Personally, I'm a big fan of E3. I've watched it every year since I think 2009 actually. I've been watching it every year. And no, might have been 2010. I don't know. One of those 2 years I started watching it, and I'm watching it ever since. And a really awesome convention and stuff. Like, they always announce a whole bunch of awesome games that everyone's super excited about. Like, last year they announced Kingdom Hearts 3 and Star Wars Battlefront 3, which pretty much left everyone with their mouths wide open, like jaws to the floor kind of thing. And but personally, I'm not really I'm getting kind of mad at E3 in general right now, because everyone's just releasing their E3 trailers like online before E3, so there's really not as much of a point to going to E3 or watching it. Because what I watch E3 for mainly is to see like reveals of games and stuff, and like what they're putting into games that have already been announced. And when game companies release trailers of what's being in the game, like what's getting added to the game or what game is being announced, and they're labeling it as an E3 trailer, but they're not releasing it at E3 first, it kind of pisses me off, because that kind of just ruins the entire point. Yeah, I don't know exactly what all companies are going to E3, but I doubt that we're going to see Rockstar or Valve at E3, because they never go. If Valve goes, they're not going to announce anything. They're probably just going to be there for like the Steam box or something, but I doubt it. If Rockstar goes, they're not doing anything. So, but I'm wondering if Nintendo is really going to have anything there. They haven't really been. Haven't had like anything big at E3 anymore. They've kind of been going away from E3. So I would like to see, if they do have a press conference, I would like to watch it, because I want to see what they have lined up for the Wii U. Oh, because the Wii U is becoming one of my favorite systems right now, and I want to see like what's coming out for it. Because pretty awesome. Like, I know for a fact they're going to be showing stuff on Smash Bros, because they are having a Smash Brothers tournament there, which would be so awesome to enter, but I can't make it to E3 because I'm poor as shit. But like it's hard to say who would be going to E3 in general because a lot of surprises at E3. Like no one thought that Kingdom Hearts 3 was going to be announced last year. So that was a huge surprise. But now we're going to get into the question, which isn't this week's question. I actually no, we'll keep that to this week's question. Now I honestly thought that topic was going to be longer, but it kind of just got everything out of my mind faster than I expected. But anyways, probably one of the bigger, probably after E3 coming up soon. This is probably the biggest thing of news. Watch Dogs was released, and it sold. I don't know. I think it was like 4 million copies already in like a week. Which is mind blowing. Not as mind blowing as GTA 5, but that's still pretty mind blowing for a new IP to sell that much. Yet it did have a shit ton of hype behind it from E3s and just trailers. But I haven't played it yet. I don't intend to play it because I never really was that excited about it. I'm kind of getting a bit bored with open world games in general because there's just so many of them. Like I have GTA 5 to play for like the next 800 years. I still have Skyrim to beat. I have this Assassin's Creed to go back to every once in a while. So I don't really need another open world game. So I haven't even been going to it. But a friend of mine did buy it, and I haven't watched him play it, or anything. But I did talk to him about it, and he said that it was okay, definitely not as good as he thought it was going to be. But the general consensus, what the hell is that word? Consensus? Let's say that, is that the game is pretty good, but not as good as everyone expected. I've watched a few reviews, and basically what I've heard from them is that the game looks... The graphics in general, compared to what they saw at E3 trailers and stuff, looks kind of meh at best. I've heard people say that it doesn't look like it's a next gen game, and that it looks like it was. I've heard people say it looks worse than GTA 5, saying not that it's bad looking, it's just that it doesn't look as good as a game that only came out on last gen consoles. So that's not the best thing. I have heard people say that it does look good, but only at nighttime, which really isn't good because nighttime isn't the entirety of the game. So yeah, you kind of want the game to look good all the time. But hey, what are you gonna do? I've heard people say that the combat is by far a high point in the game. Just how it feels and controls and stuff with the guns. Though a lot of people are saying that buying ammo for guns and stuff is kind of useless because you'll just find you'll never really be running out unless you're super wasteful, which kind of seems weird because they implemented a currency so that you could buy ammo. So I guess that kind of makes the currency useless. Though I think you can also buy clothes with the currency, but I'm not that sure. I've heard people, a lot of people are complaining about the driving mechanic in it, and from footage that I've seen, it doesn't look that good, honestly. I personally don't like how the camera freaking zooms in as soon as you get in the car, and then once you're driving, it'll just slowly pan out. So you'll be super close to the car most of the time, and then it'll slowly move back so you can see your surroundings a bit. I always hate it when games do that, because I like to see my car from farther away, so that I have more space to react and stuff. And I've heard a lot of people say that the controls in vehicles are just horrible, and you'll run into walls and stuff a lot. And from what I've seen, I haven't seen that much footage of people crashing, so I don't exactly have an opinion on that. But I have seen a lot of footage of the messed up physics with a car, like the cars and stuff. Like a small compact car, or just like a regular car in that game will just plow through anything, which is super weird. Like, the physics are kind of wonky, I've heard. So, that kind of hinders the game a bit, because a lot of people like good physics, like, in games. Like, GTA 5, and a lot of the GTA games, well, at least GTA 4 had pretty sweet physics. GTA 5 had the best, probably some of the best physics in a game ever, like, for an open world game. So I think after those games have already come out, that Watch Dogs would already have that kind of physics going around, but it doesn't seem to have it at all. And finally, the hacking, which is kind of the center point, like what they advertise as the center point of the game. A lot of people are saying, well, pretty much everyone's saying that it is not. Uh, it seems that hacking is more of a gimmick. So you, like, while you're in combat, you can use hacking occasionally, and you can, like, use it while you're on chase. But most of the game's just like a regular open world third person shooter, and then hacking is just in it at certain parts, which kind of, it's really disappointing actually, because the game was advertised as a hacking game where you hack and you also, like, have combat, but like, I don't know, it just seems pretty disappointing. So with all that, I don't know. I can't really say an opinion if you should go get it or not, but I don't have it, and I don't intend to get it. So if that helps you at all, you're welcome. And I guess that's all for our main topics for today. I guess we'll go back to games I've played recently. Well, first of all, Mario Kart 8 and Pikmin 3. Those are definitely two games I've played recently. Mainly Mario Kart 8. And like I said, I haven't put much time at all in Pikmin 3, but I do intend to. Finally beat Pokemon Y again. It took me longer than I expected this time. Mainly because I just completely forgot I was playing it for a bit. I've been going back to some Terraria recently, actually. I haven't been playing that game at all. I've been recording. No, I haven't been recording. I've just been going to my supremely overpowered world and just building random crap. And what was the other game? Oh, what was it called? Shit, what's that? Oh yeah, Red Dead Redemption. Yeah, I was playing Red Dead Redemption the other day. I'm starting to go back and play. I don't know. I might play through it again, but right now I'm just running around with cheats and stuff, murdering people as they ride by. So yeah. Now I guess I can go into what I'm going to be doing on the channel. I don't know if I exactly explained this well enough in the last 24th hour, but now that I'm starting to drift away from the Let's Playing, because I want to do other stuff like countdowns and reviews for games. So Let's Playing, like Let's Plays in general, are now just going to be more of a side project, because I really want to focus mainly on like reviews and countdowns and stuff, and on the website. So I don't know. I'm probably only gonna ever have one Let's Play going at a time. Like right now, I only have Pokemon Emerald, so I'm gonna probably finish that, and then work on some countdowns and reviews while I'm doing that, and after I'm doing that, and then after I'm done, do another game. I don't know what game it's gonna be, and I might have occasional, just like random multiplayer games in between. But now, I've kind of gotten a little bored of Let's Playing, so I'm gonna focus mainly on countdowns and reviews, and the website, of course. Okay, now that we've reached the end of the topics, I'm finally gonna get to the question, which has to do with the topic we were talking about before, which is, what do I want to see at E3? Like, what games do I want to be revealed? What things about consoles do I want to be shown? That kind of thing. I haven't really thought about this as much as I should have, so I'm going to be blanking a bit. But first of all, I want more explanation on the GameCube controller peripheral for the Wii U, which was like literally just announced a few days ago, which I thought was awesome. So I'll be able to keep my classic controller layout for Smash Bros. I wanted a little bit more explanation on that. I want to see at least maybe one or two more characters revealed for Smash. If not, I don't really care, 'cause we have a lot of new characters that are revealed. And then there are always the secret characters, that you're not supposed to know, you're supposed to unlock. And just let's stick with Nintendo for now. I want to see a new Legend of Zelda game announced. Because we haven't had, for the Wii U, at least, because we haven't had a single Legend of Zelda game for the Wii U yet. And it's been it's like a year and a half, I think, year and a bit after it's come out, and still not a single Legend of Zelda game on it. Which is kind of disappointing when you think about it, because Legend of Zelda is one of the biggest, franchises that Nintendo has, and they're really only sticking to the 3DS with Zelda right now, because because the most recent Zelda game was on 3DS. I think it was like Link Between Worlds or something. I don't remember what it was called. I also, my display just went blank. Holy crap. That was strange. I would like to see new Mario, more traditional platformer revealed. Not like the new Super Mario series. I want to see one that's more like Super Mario Galaxy or Super Mario 64. I want one of those 3D ones, but not like Super Mario 3D World. I did like Super Mario 3D World, but I want one that feels more like Super Mario 64 in that regard. Because we haven't had one like that for a while. I think since Super Mario Sunshine, really. And I didn't like Super Mario Sunshine. And for Nintendo, I don't think there's really that much else I want to see, except maybe just some more bigger titles for the 3DS. I don't want them to reveal another freaking different 3DS or anything, or a 2DS. That'd be kind of stupid, because there's already 800 different versions. Yeah. I don't know. I want to see Fallout 4 get revealed, because I think everyone wants to see Fallout 4 get revealed. Because I'm a huge fan of Fallout, and I've been waiting a long ass time for Fallout 4, so I think I deserved at this point. I would also like to see anything to do with a new Mass Effect get announced or revealed or whatever, because it doesn't even have to follow Shepard. I just want freaking new Mass Effect, because Mass Effect is also one of my favorite franchises, and we've had nothing on it since, no one's been talking about it, or nothing, no new news has come out for it since ever, I don't think. Man, other than that, not much I want to see, honestly. Pretty much all that I wanted was revealed last year with Kingdom Hearts and Battlefront. So, I think as long as at least one of the things that I want gets revealed or talked about, I think I'd be pretty happy, honestly. But I guess that's the end of this week's episode of the 24th Hour. Don't forget to check out the website, Nerds of Canada. We will be posting updates of when new episodes of the 24th Hour are coming up, when just general news that's going on in the group, when what is it called? Projects are being worked on, and when they're being released, that kind of thing. So, anyways, I guess I'll see you guys next episode.